In addition to attacking minimum wage, the crazy antics of the legislature once again went above and beyond sanity by trying to tell members how they are even able to spend their money. Senate Bill 256 and companion legislation will tell our public sector heroes they aren't smart enough to spend their own money how they see fit.
Look, I don't have time to play around, okay? So how much is it?
All of it, boy.
What does your sheriff think of your business practices?
Unfortunately for the legislators, however, teachers and public sector workers were able to be there and explain they know best about their own paycheck.
All I know is that I am looking at a room full of capable adults, free people, and they are watching big government tell them, we are here to save you from yourself. That is not the free state of anything.
Public sector workers and their unions were the target of a race when Senate and House committees met simultaneously on their chambers' respective bills to largely eliminate their rights and their unions. Workers from around the state packed both committee rooms, many of them pointing out that their jobs are just as important as jobs in firefighting and law enforcement. Those groups are not losing their rights or their unions. House Bill 1445 was up first in the House Constitutional Rights Rule of Law in Governmental Operations Subcommittee.
And I stand before you as a first responder in Bay District Schools. As a behavior para, I have been kicked, I have been spit on, I have received strains in my arm where I have had to wear a brace. In my 30 years in law enforcement, I've never received an injury. I have received more injuries as a first responder in our school district than I ever did in my law enforcement career.
The Senate Fiscal Policy Committee heard Senate Bill 256.
It's a senseless attack on all the frontline workers in our state. The workers I represent, such as code enforcement officers, crime scene technicians, forensic photo and media technicians, police community service officers, public safety telecommunicators, commonly known as 911 operators, all work alongside our police and firefighters 24/7. Our water department provides water for our firefighters to put out fires and keep clean water coming out of our taps 24/7. Our wastewater department keeps us able to flush our toilets and treats our wastewater 24/7. Our solid waste department always picks up our garbage, definitely something we couldn't do without. And a host of other jobs that collaboratively keep the city of Tampa running, servicing our communities.
Both bills passed and continue to be pushed rapidly through the process. On Monday, the House Post-Secondary Education and Workforce Subcommittee pushed through a bill that will largely eliminate free speech on our colleges and university campuses. The bill will wipe out entire courses of study that the governor doesn't like and empower his political appointees to fire anyone he doesn't, and more.
You're out. Finished at Faber, expelled. I want you off this campus at 9 o'clock Monday morning.
More than 100 students, parents, and faculty turned out to speak for a measly 1 minute each.
There's just a long line of uninterrupted cases, Widmar versus Vincent, that all say that when you start inviting the government to dictate what speech happens on college campuses, that it's unconstitutional. And in particular, there's a broader line of case law about curriculum.
I could say substantive stuff to you, but I watched you do this last year, watching you do it again. If I am this bad at my job, I get fired. I don't know why you're still here. Thank you for eroding at our freedoms.
It's obviously meant to turn our public universities into right-wing indoctrination machines. It's an assault on free speech. It's an assault on the First Amendment. And it's quite frankly reminiscent of something that we have seen happen in Viktor Orban's Hungary. And I just ask that you please just leave our public universities alone.
I'm a college man. I won't need my high school diploma anymore. I am the smart. I am the smart. I am the smart. I am the smart. S-M-R-T. S-M-A-R-T.
Students, parents, and educators shared the pure folly of the bill
and pointed out the blatant attack on free speech and freedom of thought and education. But today I want to talk a little bit about the effort to rewrite history. On page 2 and 8, text in this amendment states that courses should not be based on theories that systematic racism, sexism, oppression, and privilege are inherent in the creation of the United States. To deny this truth is to deny the true history of America. As a black man in America, I know the history of this United States of America is one of institutionalized racism, beginning with the forced enslavement of my ancestors over 400 years ago and continuing with the legalized segregation and discrimination against people who look like me today.
I sincerely speak from the heart when I say that I am disappointed but not surprised with the legislature for entertaining such a contradictory and deliberately vague piece of legislation that will have a decidedly negative impact on our students' ability to think critically about their own place in society, history, and the social hierarchy of the United States, contrary to the stated purpose of the bill. The beauty of our history is our ability to look inwards and correct our own mistakes, to address the inadequacies with our own form of government and its establishment, to learn from this, and to become better citizens and Americans.
My name is Matthew Latta. I'm a professor at Florida State University, and I'm speaking for myself. We're already seeing, as was seen in Wisconsin in 2015, when anti-tenure policies were implemented there, we're already starting to see a brain drain from our state institutions. As an example, in the Florida State College of Arts and Sciences, the number of faculty members who have indicated that they are leaving after 2023 is about double what it was in 2022.
The House State Affairs Committee took up House Bill 3. This really bad idea forces the investors in our state and local public workers' retirement plans to change how they invest the workers' money. It requires them to stop making decisions based on how much money the investments make to choosing investments that align with the governor's politics. You really can't make this stuff up.
But our real concern here is what this is going to do to the way that our public pension funds invest and make money for their participants. Because remember, at the end of the day, that's all that matters here. If I'm investing my money, I can invest in a company that supports Ukraine, or I can invest in a company that wants to go all solar. But if I invest your money, my job is to invest in what makes the most return for your investment.
The Senate Ethics and Elections Committee considered Senate Bill 94, a measure which will force all local school districts to change their local school board elections from nonpartisan to partisan. Because, you know, you can never have enough divisive partisan politics, especially in our schools.
Actually, have a baby, I need to kiss right down there. Don't worry about it. My district, that's my baby to kiss.
No, excuse me. Excuse me, please.
Oh, you don't take a swing at my hair.
My country is
parties are the problem, not the solution. I would hate to think that a school board member would think, what does the Republican Party think on this issue? What does the Democratic Party think on this issue? The only thing they should be worried about is what's best for the kids.
We need to listen to you, our constituents, and clearly the testimony is overwhelming in one position. The sponsor mentioned, in a perfect world, we wouldn't have partisanship in school board races, but that's just the fact. Let me point out that Governor DeSantis, Commissioner of Education Manny Diaz, and numerous high-powered Republican political consultants sat in a room and plotted to take out Democratic-leaning school board members in the next election. That is what we were dealing with right here.
You remember this one. This bill would allow any single business owner to freeze any new local ordinance they don't like simply by filing a lawsuit, even before a judge can consider it.
With this bill and its vague language, you could stop a local government from creating such ordinance with only one business owner opposing such ordinance with an automatic stay. So I find it distressing that not only you want to take away the power of local government, but also take away the power of the people to have their vote be counted and presume we the citizens will accept taxation without representation.
This bill, which will cripple local governments from solving local problems, passed its final committee with another partisan vote.
Sir? Sir, are you listening to me, sir? Sir, I'm talking to you.
I'm with AFT 4077 out of Levy County, Florida, small rural county. I've seen a lot of party line voting, not listening to what the working class is asking for. And so I just encourage you to come on up and help support what the working class in Florida needs.
Hi, my name is Diana Isaac, and I'm representing the Florida State National Association of Letter Carriers. It's an honor to be here on the Hill. We want to fight for our brothers and sisters to try to save the Union. That's why I'm here. We have a cause. So if you've never been here before, I implore you to come. It's a learning experience, and I'm having a wonderful time just stepping up for my brothers and sisters that's in the Union. Go Branch 1071.
Hi, my name's Robert Arnold. I'm the president of Local 3170, Gainesville, Florida, Communication Workers of America. I'd like everybody to take notice of what's happened today. It's another time where the unions have to fight for our right to exist in Florida, a right to work state. We have a right to exist. We have that right in the Constitution of the state of Florida. And we have come here to enforce that by letting our voices be heard in both houses, the representatives and the Senate.
Thanks to the Working Families Lobby Corps, though, there was actually some sanity seen within the halls of the Capitol. Whether it was HB 1445 or SB 256, members were there to let the legislators know this absurd piece of lawmaking did not represent the wishes of the workers in Florida.
Northern corner of the state and silence us from Broward, from Hillsborough, from Orlando, from Jacksonville. We're here to let them know we're here. Because what do we have? We have a voice. And why do we have a voice? Our union. So when I say our union, what do you have? A voice. Our union. Our union. Our union. Our union. What are we here for today? To represent all the workers across the state that could not be up here today, whose rights are going to be taken away at their workplace because of this legislation that's happening in the House of Representatives. We need to let them know that we are here.
Tallahassee wasn't the only place where the craziness was seen, as workers from around the state visited local offices to let them know the insanity coming from the Capitol was being noticed around the state. While some legislators and staffs met with the workers whose livelihood was under attack, most of the groups were met with locked doors and fleeing members who wouldn't face up to their absurd legislation. Undeterred, however, our members made their presence known.
Just as brave as I can be, I do not like the bosses, and the bosses don't like me. Join the CIO, come join the CIO.